Hello folks, I'm back again. I'm here to talk about my latest crowdfunding arrival. This is Sleeping Gods, Distant Skies. This was a GameFound campaign. One of the early ones that I backed. Not the first one, but I sort of helped get the ball rolling for what is now a regular stop by GameFound to look at things that I backed there. I did not back or acquire the first Sleeping Gods. I have played a grand total of one episode or one sitting of the initial adventure, and I thought it was just really, really good. I thought seriously about going back and doing that and getting that one, but somehow there's always been it was just expensive enough still that there was always some game that I wanted a little bit more, and knowing that I had backed all of this and it was on the way, I just kind of let it go. I found in a lot of games that I've backed and that I've went and bought the next version of, I usually like the next version of it a little bit better. That's not always the case, but it's been the case just enough to where I was like, well, maybe I'll wait and see. This is a complete standalone sequel to the original Sleeping Gods. And this is Primeval Peril, which is sort of a miniature Sleeping Gods. It's like a short game. I believe this was meant to be played in about 2 hours. And then this is a several-hour campaign. The way this campaign works, though, is really interesting. You could bring people in and out. They can just control. You can either control all the characters and play it completely solo, or you can break those characters out amongst other people. You still have a little bit of agency as far as like you get a vote and what you're going to do next, or you got some decisions you can make, the A and the B. And the people I played for my one sit-in with Sleeping Gods were very gracious with me and let me make a few of the decisions. Luckily, I picked correct decisions, and I didn't cost the team any headaches or anything. But I'm super excited, particularly to play this with my wife, Holly. And of course, I think we'll enjoy this too. But I think he also backed it, and so now he's waiting to see if we like this before he opens his or he decides to sell it. Anyway, I really don't know as much about this game. Like I tried to watch the how to play on this a couple of times, and I've fallen asleep every single time. Sorry, Rodney, but an hour-long video about how to play this game was kind of hard to sit through, especially if you're the low attention span type. So I'll probably just take my own crack at the rules. Just go ahead and actually read the rule book and take care of that. I've got a PDF of this, and I've read a little bit in little breaks and stuff that I've had at work. But like I said, I'm still sort of a Sleeping Gods newbie, so if I make any mistakes or anything, just try to forgive me and understand that. So I got all this. I also got the play mat, which is, I believe they called it the battle mat. So this is just a place to put the cards out when the baddies come. This is definitely the least impressive of probably anything that I bought, most likely. And one of those things is, I don't know. If some people just like the way neoprene feels, and that's the way I am. I love the texture of neoprene, particularly when it interacts with cards. So maybe it's not a waste. I've got a cool little vinyl storage thing that I hang up on the back of my door that I can just roll this up and keep it in there. You could probably fit this in the box too if you did it just right. It looks like probably one slide's for Sleeping Gods, and the other side is it might be this side is probably Distant Skies, and that's Sleeping Gods, maybe. Not sure, but that's kind of neat. Neat little neoprene mat. Also got these realistic resources, and I'm not sure if this is for both games or just the original game. I did like these little resources though. I thought they were really neat looking. So in my hand here we have a couple of pieces of wheat, a couple of pieces of wood. It looks like some steaks, some veggies, and some idols. These are hard plastic, pre-painted. This is, I can't tell if that's actual wood or not, if the planks are wood or not. Of course, everything else is plastic. And it looks like pretty nice quality. I'm not sure if this is only for the first game or it's for both games, but odds are if I really like this game, that I will probably go back and play the other one, especially now that whenever a newer version of a game comes out, a lot of times the original version will go on sale or you can find a good deal on it. So I might do that. But since I've got this one and this one, I think I'll play them and see how I like it first before I go any further. I know, what a weird concept, right? Who would do something like that? Alright, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to start with this smaller one, just because it's smaller. I'll put you over here a little bit. So this is Primeval Peril. I believe this is new, something new that came up with the with this last crowdfunding campaign. These arrived from Quartermaster Logistics. They arrived in perfect condition. The box on the outside was quite beat up, but it was wrapped up so nicely inside that obviously the boxes arrived completely undamaged, and I was relieved because the outside of the box was pretty banged up. Christmas time is a rough time of year, and what a strange time to fulfill. Boy, they did a great job getting this here right before Christmas. That seems like it never happens. I was really surprised. And I believe this wrapped up last year around Christmas. So because this is a story game, I could potentially give you spoilers. So as for me, there's something about my vision where I'll see some words, but I won't read them. I don't passively read things. It's almost like a defense mechanism. I spend most of my day at work reading to see how to fix problems and stuff, or to research issues and stuff like that. So I find I'm kind of resistant to it when I'm not at work. I don't want to know. I don't know. For some reason, it's I just don't want to know what it says. But let's take a look at that. These two things kind of encompass the concept of this game. And one is, I'm just going to do the first page here. You'll work off a map. So somewhere in this box is probably a little boat or something. And you take that boat to different areas in the map. And then you look up what the encounter. So these encounters, so this is the setup. So this is the rule book with the setup for the game, the object of the game. Kind of taking you through some stuff, turn overviews. It looks like it runs you through a turn or two. We're still in the rules here. See, I've got a glare. I've got it set up hopefully so it's not too glary for you guys. But I've got glare from the lights over here, so it's hard to see. Looks like we're still in the rules. Still in the rules. Now, when I played this, if once someone knows how to play it and you play it with them, it's not hard. It was really easy to tag along. I didn't have a lengthy rules explanation. Now, I play a lot of games, so I know there's a lot of mechanisms I'm familiar with. I think kind of like playing a video game. You used to interacting with things a certain way, and it's not an alien concept to you. But I did not find this a difficult game to pick up. But I think sometimes learning the rules from scratch can be a little tricky. It's like we're still in the rules. 17 pages in here. Combat. And then final score. Okay, so that must be at the end. 3 or 4 player variant. Little introduction. So the story part of this book starts here. So we got about 22 pages of rules in this. The good news is this little game here will probably teach you how to play the other game to some degree, or kind of get you in the mode. They'll introduce, if there's any mechanisms you weren't familiar with, they'll put you right in there. All right. So now we're in the storybook. So the storybook is the meat and potatoes of the game. This is a book that a lot of people on the videos would not show you because of spoilers. But my guess is you're watching this on a phone. And you can't read this anyway. If you can read it, you're freaking super person. Congratulations. So on this book here, there'll be numbers like 1. And if you take your boat to 1, which you're likely to do at the start, take your boat to 1, you read what happens, and then you face a challenge. So it's sort of and it's a sandbox game. You don't have to go to 1. You could probably go over here to 13, and then just go find the 13 and read it. Looks like sometimes things are broken apart into little subparts. Yep. So as far as the storybook goes, there's another. It goes all the way to page. Oh, I love it when they do this on the back cover. A little an exclamation. A little explanation for what all the tokens mean, and the level 2 sides of these characters, so you can see how they level up, I guess. The storybook goes all the way to the end here at 51. All right. So that's pretty cool. I could flip through this. This would definitely be spoilers. You can see how these guys are printed right on the book. Now, if I remember correctly, in the Sleeping Gods game, the regular Sleeping Gods game, all the enemies came as cards. But this might be part of a tutorial. Nope. No, I'm seeing, I'm seeing big monsters all the way through there, including a really cool looking one at the end. So, I won't spoil that for you, but yeah, it's a really neat little book there. Okay. Now, because you can play this over and over again, this comes with a pad with several of these. I'm sure you could photocopy this if you wanted to keep them all, or you could just rip one of these off and go on your journey. I don't know how many times you intend on playing this, but there's several of them here. Okay, there's at least 15 of them, probably more. All right. And here you can take your notes. You can circle all the areas. This is the whole map. So this is all of this book right here. You can keep track of stuff for leveling up. Say what mode you're playing on and take notes. And then you could remember this. You could actually take this out. It's blank on the back too, so you can make even further notes if you wanted to. But you could take this, leave it in the bottom of your box or whatever, remember that time that you played that game. I do that a lot. I get kind of nostalgic with games a lot of times, and I'll do that. Alright, so here's one of the main boards here. Go ahead and start to fall off anyway, so just pull it out. We got some little tokens here. These are like status tokens, frightened, venom, weakness, madness, frightened again. There's a chicken on there. That's funny. All right. These are punching out just fine. I probably won't be punching out all of this game, but take a look at that. And just the artwork on the back. Really nice thickness of this cardboard. The cardboard, it looks like a really nicely constructed. You'll be taking actions kind of on this board. Let's see. I say like I know. Like I remember that one game I played, but that's kind of what I remember. Here are some of the characters. I said I wasn't going to punch these out, but look, let me go. Let's look at that. Alright, we got some tokens. There's some meat right there. Meat and maps and rope and stuff like that, but it's got other little icons on it, so I don't think those little plastic tokens would replace that very well. But, okay. Alright, we've got a couple more characters. So one of the things is kind of a different, kind of different and interesting. I'm just going to punch it all out. I don't care. One of the things that's kind of different and interesting about this game is it was written and designed, and all the artwork was created from from one person, or maybe Ryan Lockett. I don't know. I think his wife also worked on this, but I don't remember to what degree. And I apologize for that. I should have looked it up. I thought that was really fascinating. What a cool place to be. A designer who can also write, who can also create, and then manufacture, put up a campaign, and get this all, make this all a reality. And this isn't the first one. He's done several of these games. The only real game I've played other than the first Sleeping Gods is Above and Below. Owen brought Above and Below over, and it was a fun little game. Right, so here's another board with status tokens. A little character there. I don't know why I'm just punching them. You know what? Here we go. It'll be interesting to see what they came up with the storage. I see a bunch of bags in there. Remember this from the map. So this is probably, since it's a watch tracking the time. Okay. Of course, we got another watch right here. More of these status tokens that you could throw on people. Maybe they get scared. Maybe they're poisoned or hungry. Boy, everything's punching out great. We got some standees. What's interesting is I don't remember seeing any people. I just saw one who I assume is the captain guy. Everybody takes turns being the captain, so the first player token sort of is a picture of the captain. Got a little bag with some plastic standees here. Which I can see, we got a little boat. So this is the boat that's going to run around on the map. So I bet it fits on there. Yep. So you got a little standee for the boat. I'm not sure why the other ones are there, but maybe there's a reason. And we've got some wooden pieces that are for different things. I believe you measure your exhaustion or something like that with those. Yeah. And these are little blood droplet pieces of wood that are for wounds. I don't remember what these triangles are for. I don't remember seeing those. Maybe I did. I can't remember. But yeah, here's some little blue triangles. And we got some dice here. The dice are really nice looking, actually. They're really good quality. Like, it's really clearly printed. Like, you can, these are recessed numbers, so that's recessed and painted in there. You don't see a die with a -1 on it very often. Yeah. This green one is slightly different. This is more like a traditional D6. The 1 on one side, 6 on the other, 2 and 5. Alright. Alright, those look really nice. It comes with a couple of bags for all these tokens. That looks like an appropriate amount of bags for these tokens here. And we've got a couple of decks of cards. Combat cards. So these are, well, that's interesting, because I saw in the book their enemies were printed on there, but I know in the, these are also event cards, it looks like. Oh, and these must be weapons and stuff like that too. Like I said, I haven't really played this yet. I'm not breaking these open right now. I'm just going to leave them in here. There's plenty enough to see inside of this. And hopefully I'll be able to do a playthrough or something. Alright, so I'm going to pull all this together and I'll be right back. Alright, after gathering up all the chits, see that the two bags make sense because they've got basically status effects you use for one bag. Whatever these chits are, they're all kind of shaped the same, have a similar color scheme, so I bet they all go together. So there's another bag. These already had bags. I took all of these things, this bag with the standee plastic stands. I put the clock and the boat and like that first, what's that, the captain token and the dice and stuff. I just put it all together since they were kind of sort of seemed like a unique set. Of course, we've got all of the passengers and the captain. Just going to go right back in here. This goes right here. Got our adventures and everything. Plenty of room. I think if you probably wouldn't sleeve these cards, but if you really wanted to, if your friends all have sticky fingers and you don't want to be that guy, I mean, maybe. But Primeval Peril, definitely the mini version. The express version of Sleeping Gods, but I'm thankful to have that because I think that will be sometimes easier to table, especially to go over for game night over at the game store or something like that. Good Times Game House is a game store in town here, and they have a game club. They meet on Wednesdays and they meet on Saturdays. It's actually Saturday in time to be there right now. It's also pouring down rain. Not very nice. And I've just got it in a game in that I need to look at before I take open to the public. So, this Saturday at least will be spent with you all. And we are going to take a look at Sleeping Gods, Distant Skies. Let's take the artwork looks really cool. There's the back of the box, kind of laying out how the adventure is going to look. Get your open book here. Got another little sideboard here, and then your adventure map. Looks like just like similar to the adventure map inside the other box there, with all your adventures and little cards and things that they've picked up. Ooh. It is. It's fairly heavy. It's a really heavy, sturdy box. And a pretty heavy, sturdy game. All right, so here's the little tuck box you can set up for your completed quests. Just a way to sequester the cards and things that you've already experienced. Quickly assembles into this nice little tuck box, which is cool. And here we have another map book. I'll just turn it open to the initial map. In fact, let's do this. So here's the map that you'll have out in front of you. It's got little locations, and then it's got a grid, so you can say I'm moving this far. You can use these things to mark how far you go. And basically inside of whatever grid you land on, you could visit one of these numbers. There could be spoilers ahead. I won't go all the way through the book, but boy, the artwork on this map and everything is really, really nice. Oh, Holly's really going to dig this. I'm excited to show her. So there's some map. Thunderstorm Isle. And an introduction. You can start here without reading the rule book. Alright, so this is kind of a pick it up and play it kind of deal. It looks like it's got its own little card to check off things. Wow, it's got, is this all one thing? Okay. It's got like a little one-page map. Okay. That's kind of neat. An explanation for all the different things you'll find inside. I really like that. Organizing the game components. That's really important to know. How cool. Yeah, it shows you how to set up the game. Oh, it's got like a little comic book Yeah, here's a little comic book explanation of what happened while you were there. It looks like it goes through a wormhole or something. And then ends up in this distant land. Tutorial challenges, tutorial combat. Oh wow, and it kind of walks you through. So it takes this little map and just walks you through the instructions. That's really neat. That is really, really neat. I kind of wish more games did that. But I guess it's, you know, it's super important that you convey the rules to your game. Especially if it's got like a sandbox game. Sandboxes give you the illusion of kind of being able to do whatever you want to do. But you also have to have a framework of rules that make it possible for it all to make sense and not just be chaos. So a little introduction to how that works is a welcome addition. And I think this is the, so this book must be the companion to this map. So when you go to places on this map, you're going to be, yeah, because they've got these N numbers, into whatever. So as you go to different places in here, this is your little book for it. Oh, wow, that's kind of neat. So there's an even smaller version of Sleeping Gods you can play that'll teach you the rules. That's neat. Pop this back in here. All right, what do we have here? Oh, this is a much bigger storybook. And my guess is, yeah, this is the Distant Skies storybook. This is going to coordinate with the regular map. So you'll be going to locations here and then looking them up in here. All right. Well, I like it. And this is nice and thick. So this is what gives you the more of this that you have, the better the illusion of a sandbox, of truly being able to actually go and explore. Apparently the first Sleeping Gods is sort of, it's very, very replayable. I don't know how replayable, but apparently you can play it quite a lot and never do all the same things. And if this is any indication, it's very much the same. All right, and then here's the rule book. This is got a little bit of a tear on the back of this one. Kind of a little bit of a misprint. Nothing terrible, but that's, you know, that's a little unfortunate. And it's just the very back page, so no big deal. The very back's got an explanation of all the icons, much like the rule book. And it's got this QR code for a fast rules reference, which seems like a really good idea to me. I'm not sure if that's going to focus. Hopefully it's in focus. So let's see. So the rule book is about 31 pages long. I love that it's got instructions for how to store the components. So often you get these games and they come with interesting inserts with all kinds of weird spaces, but you wonder if it's just like something they had pre-made. Like they just throw the same insert in a bunch of different games because it doesn't make sense where the stuff's supposed to go. And you wonder what they were thinking when they put that insert or that insert in there. Now you know exactly what they're thinking. I have a feeling that this was planned out a lot better than you typically see with a lot of games. I think you get that a lot with these crowdfunded games, especially. They just come out better. Well, not always, of course, but there's definitely passion projects like the Sleeping God series. You know that they went to exacting detail to make sure that game is exactly the way they want it to be, and a lot of times it ends up working out for the better. A lot of rules in here. The Rodney Smith video for this is, like I said, is like 40 or 50 minutes long. It's insane. But I gotta tell you, the game I played just doesn't seem that difficult. I think there's a lot to know, but it's not a difficult amount of things to know. So I'm excited and feel confident that I'll be able to pick it up, figure out how to play this. These have some little blood tokens, kind of just like the last game that I opened. had, and it's got those little triangles again. And this time they got also little diamond things. They're sort of gem-shaped red wooden tokens as well. And let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's got this cool little box, but the top of it's broken. So this thing must have taken a little tumble. Oh gosh, that's really broken. Look at that. Alright, I'll have to write them and ask maybe for a new lid or something. But here is this is the way it's intended to go. So you'd have a nice little storage compartment with a lid for your stuff. That's a shame. So put that aside. And here is a little tuck box for cards. And this is magnetic, I believe. Yeah. So it's got a little magnetic latch on the side. And it opens up. And it's got room for cards. It's actually got a little foam in here to kind of keep the spacing correct. Yeah, but this is probably about the size of whatever expansion that they're going to make for this. Or there might have been something else I could buy to put in here or something like that. But that's cool that there's a little bit of space left. Or maybe if you wanted to sleeve it, that wouldn't be enough room to sleeve all these. But you don't shuffle them. I believe these cards are all numbered. And you'll pull out this thing or that thing. I could be wrong. Looks like we got some event cards. Adventure cards. More adventure cards. They are numbered here, it looks like. Quest cards. More quest cards. And still more quest cards. A lot of questing. A lot of questing to do. So we'll pop these all back in here. And that's a nice little box to kind of organize all these things. A little bit nicer than you typically see. I love the little magnetic seal on that. That's cool. Let's see if we just pull this out. Alright. So inside of here, in this bag, we got some little plastic standy stands. They look okay. We've got some dice, and these are just like the red dice, or that sort of dark maroon or whatever it is. Dice from the other game. Here we have some miniatures. This version of the game actually has some miniatures. So here's the little token that you're going to move around the map, and it's a really cool looking painted version of the plane, and it's even got like a little painted base, which I think is really nice. You do assemble it yourself. It's a little fiddly and stuff, but not bad overall. Really nice. Also in there is this little watch. We'll of course paint all these, but we've got miniatures of all the characters. From what I can see, the detail on them is pretty good. They're pretty neat looking. A lot of times art doesn't translate into miniatures very well. I do a little sideshow on this channel where I paint miniatures and I talk about them. I've been kind of in hiatus for a little while because I've been too busy to paint anything recently. But yeah, we got a lot of characters. Got one little bendy bat. It looks like, but yeah, they look neat. They look neat, and the captain's cool looking. Very heroic. Or heroic. I am tossing those in there for now. Also, we have some metal. These look like coins. I think they're status tokens of some sort. The very nice looking brass colored status tokens that are metal. Pretty good weight. Nice sound. Those are really nice. They're actually in a little bit thicker bag even. Which makes sense. And here we have some clips. I'm not sure what these clips are for. They look like they would be clip onto something to mark something. We've got some little baggies to put chits in, no doubt. Here we have some, these looks like some cards for the Thunderstone Isle, the little quick start game. And we've got some little cards here. enemy buff, and then nothing listed here. So, all right, different little cards. And yeah, and more little adventure cards. I'm not sure which one this is for, if this is for the Isles or something else, but that's still more cards. A lot of cards in this game. And this little removable insert's kind of nice. It might be something that kind of helps, I don't know, sometimes it's to help store it and sometimes it's to help bring it to the table. I'm not sure which that one falls into. We got another little copy of a sort of a disposable guide that you can use to kind of record your journey. And there's a bunch of these, so you could do this quite a lot, do it over and over again. But one of these I think goes for a whole campaign. This is the whole map there on the other side, so you just turn on to the back of it and you can mark all the places that you've been. This is the part that keeps you from playing the same thing over and over again. Lets you record your games. It also will enable you to like stop playing at any point. So one other thing about this game is that you could just kind of stop playing it and then pick it up a little bit later. You know, so you don't have a... It's going to take a long time to get through all of that book, or to get all the way through the story, your story arc within the sandbox. So by taking notes and things, you can keep going back to it and referring to it, maybe attacking the map in a different way and exploring other parts of it. So here's some more resources of some sort. Another sideboard for the game. In here, much like the other ones, we got status tokens, we got hero sheets. These are a bit bigger than the Primeval Peril. And more little resource tokens. Looks like we've got a lot of different characters here. This is probably what those little stands were for, is for your characters to stand up there. Another little sideboard. Then right here, this is what those little metal coins are replacing. Got another little sideboard literally just falling right off. So these things I'm sure will be as easy to punch as the other ones were. And that's pretty much it. Sort of an express unboxing of Sleeping Gods. I'm going to punch all this out, put it back together, put it back in the box, and play it. And I'll be back to let you know how it is, or maybe bring you along. If you'd like to watch me do a playthrough, please let me know in the comments down below. If you appreciate this video, please don't forget to click like on the way out. That really helps the video a lot. Over there is me unboxing all kinds of other stuff. Over there is stuff that YouTube thinks you'll like. Until next time, enjoy your games. I'll see you soon.